A photograph written by Charlotte Olson. Let's move on to some basic idea. Some basic idea about the poem, A Photograph. The poem A Photograph is about transience of human life, death and mysteries surrounding them. The poet is looking at the photograph of her mother and missing her. The photograph depicts the scene of her mother's childhood when she, along with her cousins, Betty, Dolly, and uncle, had gone to the beach. We can also say from this poem that time and tide waits for none. Once the events are gone, they only remain a thing of past, and you either get pleasure or sadness after reviving them. They just remain as a faint picture in our mind, as we saw in the poem Photograph. The poet remembers her old happy days with her mother after seeing the photograph. For her, her mother's laughter has become a thing of past. The poem also reflects nature's eternity as compared to mortal life of humans. Now let's move on to the summary of the poem, A Photograph. The poem consists of 19 lines in total. Since these lines are not divided into stanzas, they are divided into meaningful segments here for the purposes of this summary in order to make the poem easier to understand and follow. The poem is written in the first person, hence it is safe to assume that the speaker of the poem is the poet herself. Line number 1 to 4. Let me go by the line first. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. In these lines, the poet describes looking through a photo album, the pages of which seem to have made of cardboard. She is looking at one picture in particular. It is a picture of three girls, the tallest and oldest one in the middle, and two younger and shorter ones at each side of her. The girl in the middle is the poet's mother, and the poet speculates that her mother must have been around 12 years old when the picture was taken. The other two girls are two of her mother's cousins. Each of the cousins is holding on to one of the other girl's hands for support. The picture has been taken on a day that the three girls had gone paddling at the beach. Now, lines 5 to 9. Let me quote the lines first. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born, and the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. In these lines, the poet further describes the conditions in which the photograph of her mother and her mother's cousins was taken. The poet says that her mother's uncle had been the one to take the photograph. He had asked the three girls to pose for him, and so they had. They had left their wet hair open, and their hair was obscuring part of their faces. Through the film of hair covering their mouths, one could see that they were smiling into the camera. However, one face in the picture draws the poet's attention to a greater degree than the other two faces. It is her mother's face that she is concentrating on, and she comments that the face was a sweet one. The poet also says that the photograph was taken long before her own birth. Since then, her mother's face had of course changed since the time the photograph had been taken. In contrast to this, the sea which lay along the beach where the photograph was taken had changed to a lesser degree. That very sea had been washing the feet of the poet's mother and her two younger cousins the day the photograph had been taken. The poet calls those feet terribly transient, since all the girls in that photograph had stopped being so young and had grown up since then. Their childhood hasn't lasted very long. Now let me move on to line number 10 to 13. Some 20-30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach, the sea holiday. In these lines, the poet stops looking at the photograph and recalls what her mother used to say about the photograph. The poet isn't sure whether it was 20 years after the photograph was taken or 30 years after it, but she remembers her mother telling her to look at how the cousins called Betty and Dolly looked at that young age. The poet's mother also asked her to look at how their parents had dressed them up for a visit to the beach. Perhaps the plan to take the photograph had been there all along. Line 14-15. Was her past, mine is a laughter, both wry with the labored ease of loss. In these lines, the poet says that her mother used to consider the photograph as an inroad to the past that she had left behind. On the other hand, the poet herself considered the memory of her mother laughing as a relic of the past that she missed every day. In both cases, the memories of the past made the two women contemplating them feel disappointed as they tried hard to come to terms with what they had lost. Now line number 16 to 19. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. In these lines, the poet says that her mother has been dead for the past 12 years. That is the same number of years that was the age of her mother in the photograph she had been looking at. The poet is able to think of her mother's death, but she has no words with which to explain how that death has affected her. The fact that the death has silenced her mother has also left her speechless. Now let us move on to the central idea of the poem. The poet begins this poem by describing a photograph of her mother in her childhood. The photograph was taken when the poet's mother was 12 years old and on a day when she had gone to the beach with her cousins. It was a favorite photograph of her mother's, and her mother often used to reminisce about the day when it was taken. It has been 12 years since the poet's mother died, and since the poet cannot talk about her death, she chooses instead to celebrate her mother's life by looking at an old photograph of her glory days. Now let's move on to the final segment, themes of the poem, a photograph. Number 1 theme, contrast between planned past and unknown future. In this poem, the photograph represents a planned past. The way in which the children were dressed up to go to the beach was planned by their parents. Their arrangement within the photograph itself was with the tallest and oldest girl in the middle and the two shorter and younger ones at the side was also meticulously planned. The way their smiles were captured by the uncle was also planned. As opposed to this, the family had no control over the children's future. As we read through the poem, we realize that the poet's mother must have been between the ages of 60 and 70 when she died. Considering the average life cycle of man, this is quite a young age at which to die. There was nothing the family could do to stop this death. Perhaps the poet's mother had been struck by some fatal disease, or perhaps she had died in an accident. In any case, there was no way that this grim future could have been predicted. The contrast between the joyful past and the scary future is therefore a wide one and provides for much of the sadness that the poet executes towards the end of this poem. Second important thing is death leaves you speechless. The poet has been helpless to stop her mother's death. She has simply had to accept it. She misses the sound of her mother's voice and her loving words as well. This silence that the death has caused in her mother is also echoed in the poet herself. She cannot talk about how her mother's death has affected her. The silence that death brings in your loved ones also leaves you silent. Third one, brevity of life. The poet's mother had been 12 years old when the picture was taken. She used to talk about that picture 20 or 30 years later. That is, she used to look back to her childhood at the age of 32 or 42. Perhaps she was going through a midlife crisis. In any case, she had begun to realize that she had started aging and that sooner or later she would have to die and leave the earth behind. She had realized that life is very short and that she should enjoy every moment as much as she had enjoyed such visits to the beach when she was a little girl. This is a realization that the poet also has. There is no way of knowing when your loved ones may suddenly leave your side. Hence, it is important to cherish every moment you have with them. This thought may also have been accompanied by the thought of her own death. The poet would also have to die one day, since no man is immortal. Before she died, she must live her life to the fullest and never let sorrow conquer her. Thank you, students.